Hi, listener. This is From Ideology to Unity, a spiritual journey where we let go of ego and ideological doctrine in favor of meaning, purpose, and unity as a whole. Today, I'm doing a reading from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth-the-Atlantean, and this is the sixth tablet, the Key of Magic. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark to the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long, long ago, in the days of the first man, warfare between darkness and light. Men, as now, were filled with both darkness and light, and while in some darkness held sway, in others light filled the soul. Aye, age-old is this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light. Fiercely it is fought all through the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. So there's this principle of the principle of the law of correspondence. There's a Semveta principle, and as a below, some above, as above, so below. Or basically, but there's no reason why this doesn't apply to time, right? So when you get this dynamic between light and darkness, it's going to repeat generally. And of course, if everything came from the whole, a unity, a monad, and the creation of everything was, or at least everything in the physical universe, was the moment that divide was created between light and dark, let's say. That or you could say positive and negative. That's a better way to put it. And this divide and the interplay between the positive and the negative is what creates, is what everything is from in this physical universe. The rest of it is the unity, the monad, or whatever you could call it. You could call it Godhead, whatever, right? And that it is the eternal struggle between darkness and light. Interestingly, when he says darkness and light here, light is doesn't have a capital L. Whereas some later on is darkness and the light with a capital L later, which that difference must be demarking something. I take it as a sort of emphasis. But L with a small L and L with a big L, I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. Yeah. Adepts have there been filled with the darkness, struggling always against the light. But others there are who, filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Where'er ye may be in all ages and planes, surely ye shall know of the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons of the morning, descending, found the world filled with night. There in that pastime began the struggle, the age-old battle of darkness and light. This light being a capital with a capital L. And interestingly, this may well be referring to the inner battle between darkness and light, and saying that the world is filled with night might be referring to the desonance, the population of Earth, or whatever is wherever is being referred to here, as being having had their dark take over, essentially. But it's an age-old battle, which means it's never really over, which means even in the darkest night, it's not over. Many in that time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. Some there were, masters of darkness, who sought to fill all with their darkness, sought to draw others into their night. Fiercely withstood they, the masters of brightness, fiercely fought they from the darkness of night. Sought they ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind man to the darkness of night. Used they always the dark magic, brought into man by the power of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. So the issue is, though, that interestingly, it said the masters of brightness fiercely fought they from the darkness of night. So even in the depths of the night, you get warriors of light, and the light shines forth. Because the truth is, darkness is the absence of light, but it's a relative thing. And light is of the creation. The absence of it is relative and never absolute. So basically, there's never really ever true darkness. And we're using this in a symbolic loose sense, which is about literal light and dark, but also about symbolic light and dark, or positive and negative. The positive never really disappears, and the negative never really disappears until it's all integrated back into the monad, which will happen one day, I suppose, and was how it was at some point, even though there isn't really truly a beginning, but you know. And of course, that dark magic is a thing. I would say it's those able to use third eye abilities without opening the heart, which is possible, just not advisable. And they fundamentally do it in a way that probably is, in a sense, you could say vampiric, and they don't have they're the kind of part, they don't have a good connection to source, so they kind of draw on energy from others. They get energetic reactions from other people, generally negative reactions, as opposed to light magic, which is all about healing and aiding each other in different ways. So, bound us together in as order, brothers of darkness, they through the ages, antagonists they to the children of men. Walked they always secret and hidden, found yet not found by the children of men. Forever they walked and worked in darkness, hiding from the light in the darkness of night. Interesting on the side here, there's these notes on the side that give insight. These aren't actually from Thoth, these are from Doreal, I think, of the Brotherhood of the White Temple. And the White Lodges, or the White Adepts and the White Lodges here, it seems to be, I have a feeling it's linked to the White Hats. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but they're basically, I guess you could say they're opponents of the Illuminati or opponents of the Cabal, and they have been for a long time, it seems, because they are mentioned here. Oh, I'm jumping slightly ahead because this is something which is slightly mentioned, kind of, in the next page. Although keep in mind is the when there's enough light, those of the dark can't hide. And we're increasingly seeing here that the darkness is becoming more visible. Silently, secretly, use they their power, enslaving and binding the souls of men. Unseen they come and unseen they go. Man in his ignorance calls them from below. Dark is the way the dark brothers travel, dark with the darkness not of the night, traveling o'er earth, they walk through man's dreams, power they have gained from the darkness around them, to call other dwellers out of their plane, in ways that are dark and unseen by man. Into man's mind space reach the dark brothers. Around it they close the veil of their night. There through its lifetime that soul dwells in bondage. bound by the fetters of the veil of the night. Mighty are they in their forbidden knowledge, forbidden because it is one with the night. So the veil of the night, to me, is the veil of forgetting. But it could also be seen as those being enshrouded in darkness, negativity, being blind to the true nature of reality. Or it could be a bit of both. I'm not sure. It does definitely refer to here how bondage is what servers itself leads to. And works that are at one with the night being forbidden. I suppose so. Yeah. And it's interesting, it says, there through its lifetime, that soul dwells in bondage, bound by the fetters of the veil of the night. Mighty are they in their forbidden knowledge. I have the sense that even those so-called mighty wielders of the darkness are actually fettered by it. Because when you're playing the game of domination, there's always a bigger fish. That's the problem that they face. The service itself, in a sense, is actually not serving yourself, really. It's actually a service to masters. And there's always another master until you get all the way up to low sixth density, where you get some service to self beings that are, I mean, pretty much like, unless you can talk about the most powerful service to self sixth density beings before they change their polarity. I mean, like, unless you're talking about them, like, there's always a master, right? So it's not really however much they seek power, they don't really, it's actually depowers them in a sense. Hark ye, O man, and list to my warning. Be ye free from the bondage of night. Surrender not your soul to the brothers of darkness. Keep thy face ever turned towards the light. Know ye not, O man, that your sorrow only has come through the veil of the night? I, man, heed ye my warning. Strive ever upward. Turn your soul towards the light. The brothers of darkness seek for their brothers those who have traveled the pathway of light. For well they know that those who have traveled far towards the sun on their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind with darkness the children of light. Now, this is key. This is actually quite important. I'll read it again. For well know they that those who have traveled far towards the sun on their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind with darkness the children of light. Now, first of all, as I was saying, you have more of, you're gifted with more, well, let's go with the word power for now. If you actually serve others and source and aligned with love, right? You have more of a connection with source and you're more powerful for it. But then if then a being were to turn away to the darkness upon getting that more, instead of being, just imagine there's two murderers, let's say, two serial killers. One is like really starving and is trying to kill people, and the other is like really well-fed and muscular and like in good shape and healthy, like, well, at least physically. Like, obviously the more healthy with more nutrition and all that will be the more dangerous one, right? And if love and divine connection to source is like energizes you. I mean, if you've got that energy and then you use that for the dark, that's worse. That causes more damage, right? And there's this idea of how, even though I don't agree with how things have been framed with regard to Lucifer, it's been a bit distorted. The idea, the concept of, like, say, symbolically speaking, an archangel turning to darkness, and that being very dangerous because of that, that itself is the, I think that illustrates symbolically the issue. List ye, O man, to he who comes to you. List ye, O man, to he who comes to you. But weight in the balance of his words be of light. For many there are who walk in dark brightness, and yet are not children of light. Easy it is to follow their pathway, easy to follow the path they have led. But yet, O man, heed ye my warning. Light comes only to him who strives. Hard is the pathway that leads to the wisdom. Hard is the pathway that leads to the light. Many ye find the stones in your pathway, many the mountains to climb toward the light. Yet know ye, O man, to him that overcometh, free will he be of the pathway of light. Follow ye not the dark brothers ever. Always be a child of the light. For know ye, O man, in the end light must conquer, and darkness and night be banished from light. So the hard way is more worthwhile in the end. And there has to be a striving, a difficulty, but in the long run, I would say it's harder really to follow the dark way, because even if it might give you some easy fixes at first, you're going to end up in a lot more suffering and losing your way. So it's better to strive with difficulty upwards than to fall. And there's a certain lifting of burden that comes from aligning with the light and with love anyway. And I'm going to add here what is written here on the right side here, the analysis of this. It says, the Black Brotherhood is the antithesis of the White Brotherhood. One destroys, the other builds. The Black Brotherhood has an organization known today as the Black Dugpas, the adepts having their chelas as the white adepts have. They patterned their organization after that of the White Lodge, and often deceive men into thinking they are of the White Lodge. They help men to gain certain things and powers until they have them in their toils. Then there is no escape. They clamp down. They have certain specific powers, developed such an opening, the seventh dimension, and called in elementals to fulfill their purposes. They have their power of mind control through thought transference and hypnosis. Through this, they gain control of the mind and lead it into disorder. If one surrenders to the Black Brotherhood and signs his name in their book, he is bound to them during that incarnation. Oh dear. Man's soul must not be bound if it desires to advance in light. Surrender to the dark forces entails the shutting off of light. Only through darkness and disorder is man bound to the flesh. Therefore, he should become light and ordered. The Black Brotherhood always tries to pull down the person who has gained development along the path of light, for they have already developed powers. It is for this reason that the person who is highly developed has to withstand more than the person of little or no development. The more one has learned of light, paradoxically, the more he knows about manipulation of disorder, and the more valuable he is to the Black Brotherhood. The development of reason and balance is necessary so that we can separate darkness from light, order from disorder. In the words of those who come before us, only through overcoming obstacles and continual striving will the goal be attained. So a lot of the insight there is evident anyway. I would say that it's important not to spiritually bypass and do proper healing so that you're more resilient as you raise your frequency, right? You do, I mean, it will raise your frequency to do that, but you want to make sure you have that resilience so that you don't fall to the dark. Though I am wondering, what counts as so what counts as basically signing up to the darkness? Like, is it possible someone to do it by accident? Like, and signed, what constitutes signing your name to the book? That's a sobering thought. Now, there's all sorts of other interesting insight here, but so far, I mean, actually reading the bit by the side of it, I've just been doing my own interpretation here. So, interesting. So I guess I'll carry on. List ye, O man, to he who comes to you. No, wait, I've already said that. Yeah, I hope you have patience for this. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Listen, O man, and heed ye this wisdom. Even as darkness, so is the light. When darkness is banished and all veils are rendered, out there shall flash from the darkness the light. Even as exist among the dark brothers, so there exist the brothers of light. Antagonists they of the brothers of darkness, seeking to free men from the night. Powers have they mighty and potent, knowing the law, the planets obey. Work they ever in harmony and order, freeing the man soul from its bondage of night. Secret and hidden, walk they also. No, not are they to the children of men. Yet know that ever they walk with thee, showing the way for the children of men. Ever have they fought the dark brothers, conquered and conquering time without end. Yet always light shall in the end be master, driving away the darkness of night. I, man, know ye this knowing. Always besides thee walk the children of light. Interesting. So what it says on the side here, and something I think I've kind of ascertained before, is that the children of light are, it says here, they who never lost their original oneness are also guardians of man who is their brother. Is it talking about angels and archangels? I think so. Because they never incarnated, ever, since the beginning of the universe. They are custodians of secrets that push back the darkness, and these are given to the ones who travel the way towards mastership. The one who desires to be a master must learn mastery of the laws which regulate manifestation. He must conquer fear and walk unafraid on the pathway of light. The secrets of Thoth regarding the operation of the law of protection are offered. Only by knowing you can conquer. You must use the knowledge given, otherwise it is useless. Many of the vibrations which seem negative are really from within our own self, not from outside conditions. That's the mirror principle. Lack of mind balance often results in the arousing of such negative thoughts that we really feel as if outside entities or forces work on us. That's very, very true. That's very, very true. That's why healing is so important, because once you've healed and let go of ego and the light and healed your traumas and your shadow, like once you've done that to a certain extent, you I suppose there's a liberation there. Masters they of the sun power, ever unseen yet the guardians of men. Open to all is their pathway, open to he who will walk in the light. Free are they of dark amenti, free of the halls of where life reigns supreme. Sons are they and lords of the morning, children of light to shine among men. Like a man are they and yet are alike. Never divided were they in the past. One they have been in oneness eternal, throughout all space since the beginning of time. Up did they come in oneness from with the all one, up from the first space, formed and unformed. So I imagine that would be when Source ascended, or when what we see as the eighth density of our octave ascended up to this octave, there are some parts of Source which didn't separate out. That's how I see it. So the sun power, that's interesting. Is it SUN? So is it power that derives from the sun? I mean, Ra is inhabiting the sun, but it goes beyond that. It's the power that the sun inhabits, but it's beyond that. Source power, I suppose. I'm not sure. Given to man have they secrets that shall guard and protect him from all harm. He who would travel the path of a master, free must he be from the bondage of night. And that's the end of the section, I think. No, not at all. There was more. And then on the side here, it says, apply the light of reason to the disturbance and find if it is from within or without. If it is from within, start a vibration in the pineal, so the pineal gland, and send it in irregular waves through the body. That is, send the first wave through, count 1, send another wave, count 3, another wave, then 2, and so on. After doing this for a while, send it through in regular waves in this manner. in this manner. Send wave, count 2, wave 2, and so on. Upon examination, you find that it is if upon examination you find that it is an outside force, you should go into a dark room or cave and draw a circle around yourself, not closing the circle until you are within it, and follow the formula as given. The formula given is serviceable for others as well as yourself. The power given may be used. Interesting. So hopefully that insight is beneficial there. And I'm going to continue. Yeah, I'm going to continue from to the next page. Conquer must he, the formless and shapeless. Conquer must he, the phantom of fear. Knowing he must gain of all of the secrets, travel the pathway that leads through the darkness, yet ever before him keep the light of his goal. Obstacles great shall he meet in the pathway, yet press on to the light of the sun. Hear ye, O man, the sun is the symbol of the light that shines at the end of thy road. Now to thee give I the secrets, how to meet the dark power, meet and conquer the fear of the night, from the night. Only by knowing can ye conquer, only by knowing can ye have light. Now I give unto thee knowledge, known to the masters, the knowing that conquers all the dark fears. Use this, the wisdom I give thee. Masters thou shalt be of the brothers of night. When unto thee there comes a feeling, drawing thee nearer to the dark gate, examine thine heart and find if the feeling thou hast has come from within. If thou shalt find the darkness thine own thoughts, banish them forth from place in thy mind. Send through thy body a wave of vibration, irregular first and regular second, repeating time after time until free. Start the wave force in thy brain center. Direct it in the waves from thine head to thy foot. But if thou findest thine heart is not darkened, be sure that a force is directed to thee. Only by knowing can thou overcome it. Only by wisdom can thou hope to be free. Knowledge brings wisdom, and wisdom is power. Attain, and ye shall have power over all. Seek ye first a place bound with darkness. Place ye a circle about thee. Stand erect in the midst of the circle. Use thou this formula, and thou shalt be free. Raise thou thine hands to the dark space above thee. Close thou thine eyes and draw in the light. Call to the spirit of light through the space-time. Using these words, and thou shalt be free. Feel thou my body, O spirit of life. Feel thou my body with spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness. Come from the halls where the seven lords rule. Name them by name, I, the 7, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. By their names I call them to aid me, free me, and save me from the darkness of night. Untanas, Quertas, Chiatal, and Goyana, Hertal, Semveta-Ardal. By their names I implore thee, free me from the darkness and fill me with light. Know ye, O man, that when ye have done this, ye shall be free from the fetters that bind ye. Cast off the bondage of the brothers of night. See ye not that the names have the power to free by vibration the fetters that bind? Use them at need to free thou thine brother, so that he too may come forth from the night. Thou, O man, art thy brother's helper. Let him not lie in the bondage of night. Now unto thee give I my magic. Take it and dwell in the pathway of light. Light unto thee, life unto thee. Sun may thou be on the cycle above. So that's the end of that tablet. I do definitely get the sense here that anyone, no matter how far into the darkness they are, can be redeemed with the light, so to speak. And it was really interesting having these names of the these 7 lords. Interesting that 1 and 2 aren't there though. I wonder why that is. It just goes from 3 onwards. I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know it. Or at least I'm not aware of it. So I mean, hopefully that helps. There's an ability, there's something in this that is certainly a way to deal with a negative greeting. So, is there anything else I want to add here? This wave ability, this wave thing, irregular waves and regular waves, that's pretty interesting. I seem to have forgotten that from when I read this the first time. It's worth maybe trying. I don't know how advanced an ability it is, but Okay, so I don't know what else to say about this, and it's pretty interesting. But I think I'll finish off now because generally I do one tablet at a time here. I might record another one, or maybe not. We'll see. I mean, I will record another one. I'm not sure if I'll do that today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're managing well with all the difficulties these days. Keep strong. All right. Bye for now.